adjust the thing so it sees us better.
Hello, everybody. I don't know. I'm not seeing it yet, so...
Hopefully our Wi-Fi is good. I didn't check that. So everybody will have to let us know. Can you actually watch it?
Oh, you, didn't put an apostrophe, you put a comma.
Oh.
I guess doing it upside down.
Oh,
Hi, everybody. Okay.
Is there anybody on there yet?
I think one person. Hello. I don't know if this is a little delayed or not, what I'm saying. But hopefully more people join us. I know it's been a really long time since we've been live.
Oh, there's 7 there. So I am going to jump in and...
Lucy said hi. Eden said hi.
I'm coming over to sit down.
Hello, hello. So I'm going to be the one trying to read the comments. Coral
Yeah, I don't have a phone though.
is recording with his phone. So if I'm looking down, that's why I'm trying to get the comments.
So you guys like my shirt?
Yeah.
The kids had to give me an early Christmas present, so.
Yeah, the girls were old enough this year to go out for Black Friday. It was hard for me to let them go, but they didn't go too early and they weren't gone for too long, so.
And hopefully the wind chimes ain't too loud. It's kind of windy outside.
Yeah, so CTK said hello, Little's Lawn Care said hey, Nate said hello, and Jim said hello.
And how's the reception? You guys hear us fine? Is it loud enough?
Yeah, hopefully.
It's nice out here. This is our little room that I kept my plants alive through the winter, hopefully.
So I don't know if you guys saw this yet, but did you put anything on Happy's Family Farm or no?
Not really about this yet. Maybe
Okay.
A couple little things.
So we did just put our unboxing up about our new business adventure on Happy's Family Farm.
Oh,
so
there's the church bells.
Oh,
so we got all
sorry
kinds of
about
noise,
that.
guys, tonight.
Yeah. Sounds great. Okay, that's good. Missed you guys.
Oh, Chase is watching us, I think.
I know, it's been a long time since we've been live. I think like a year. We get busy. We get so busy. And then it's hard because we have 4 kids. Well, 3 of them in the house. But then we have 2 dogs and 2 cats.
All kind. And we have this now. We can come out here and do lives more often, hopefully through the winter. Just to chat with you guys and answer any questions if you guys have any. About the lawn care and the landscaping side of things, just our general life.
Yeah.
Oh, it didn't seem like the church bells rang.
Well, nine times, but I probably talked over them. I'm pretty loud. So Jack said, how is it going this evening, guys? I'm out running emergency no heat calls tonight. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, you got to get people heat.
Yeah,
right?
you have to get people heat. That's not fun.
No.
For sure. So... And then what's the new business venture? So, we actually wanted to come up with something that we could be inside in the winter.
And do on our off time, on our spare time, the spare time we have. And we still are going to do the gardening, and we have the whole plans of one day doing the farm, owning our own land. Hopefully hopefully by the end of this next season. It looks really, really positive, so...
Yeah, so...
hopefully we can get that.
And we'll definitely take you guys along on that journey. I mean, we were waiting to find that, gem, and
now it looks like prices might drop, and it'll be in our favor, so...
Yeah, so hopefully we'll be able to get something. It will be nice. And yes, it does look like we're in a greenhouse, and yes, it feels like a greenhouse, actually.
I keep it pretty warm in here. Oh, and before we get too far off subject, the other business adventure that we're taking. So we needed to, and there's even gnats and stuff like would be in a greenhouse.
Yeah, I know.
So the new business adventure we're taking is we started a company, and we're going to start making candles, soaps, wax melts. Actually, we already started it. We've been doing it for a few weeks now.
Yeah. So we're starting with wax melts, fragrance wax melts. So They're like candles, but we just don't have to do as much testing with the wax melts as we do with the candles.
The candles, you have to let cure for 2 weeks after you make them. Then you have to burn them to test them and everything. So we've read all kinds of literature, done our research on it. Our oldest daughter looked into this a while ago, something she wanted to do.
Yeah.
And was really into it. So we went ahead and started it.
Yeah, so we are going to be launching the business. We're not going to let you guys know the name yet, but I believe that our launch date is set for December 1st.
Yes, and we will do another live on this channel.
Yeah, and we'll keep you guys updated for sure. Okay, so yeah, Kayla actually put a link there for the TikTok.
So I guess we are.
So I guess I guess you guys do know the name. It's actually going to be Happy Company, but we're going to have the little B there too, so that
at the top of the H where it says.
Yeah.
So it's kind of Be Happy Co.
Yeah. So so yeah, we're super excited, and Kayla obviously is very excited. It's something that, you know, she's thought about, like Carl said, and we just said, okay, well, it's definitely something that we can put time into also in the winter. And obviously the parents are the startup cost for businesses.
Yes.
So.
And it is something that we really we have so far enjoyed doing so far.
Yeah.
And you do have to do your research and learn about it. Just like when we do lawn care and landscaping, when everybody starts out, they start out with the small push mowers, doing the best they can, and then eventually you get better and better at your trade, and it starts looking better, and you start doing bigger projects and so on.
Yeah.
Same thing with candle making and doing the wax melts. You experiment with colors. So far we've learned.
Yeah.
Our coffee color didn't turn out like coffee.
So the colors are the hardest thing.
Especially when using yellow beeswax.
Right. We are using we're very set on using, you know, good natural materials. So we're using natural beeswax, which is yellow, and then we're using soy. So, and that's white. So,
and we are going to do white beeswax the next round when we order more wax.
And they are all U.S. sourced. So yeah, and CTK say congratulations. So thank you very much.
So are you guys still doing work that are doing lawn care? Are you still doing leaves and stuff like that?
Yeah, I mean, we're pretty much done. We have a couple prunings and different stuff that we're gonna do.
Some mowing.
Yeah.
We do have some projects that we have to quote on and throw them around and see how that goes.
Yeah. So let's get back to the
questions.
The greenhouse, Lucy.
Yes.
So yes, Carl took our front porch. If you guys know, we have a front porch area where we used to have like all the hanging baskets and all that. He took it and he did enclose it like a greenhouse.
I put plastic around the outside and stapled all along the inside. And our landlord doesn't care. He thinks it's awesome. Yeah. All the way down. And then I put cardboard on the bottom. The hardest thing is the cement. Brings in a lot of cold.
Yeah.
But I put cardboard down on the bottom to try to limit that. If we need to, we'll do insulation later. But other than that, we have the hot tub, which keeps it warm. That's back there.
Yeah.
So it keeps it a little warm in here. And then we have the 2 windows that are on the porch to the inside of the house if we have to use heat out here and blow some in here.
Yeah, so needless to say, I think that my electric's going to go up a lot.
But on the other hand, like this area, a lot of wind would come in here, and because this house was built in 1930 something, a lot of wind comes through these front windows. There's no insulation anywhere. I have noticed that the one room stays warmer now with this enclosed.
It really does, yeah, that's for sure. Because there is a lot of draft.
So we have a fuchsia here.
Yeah. And then there's bugs. So if you guys see me, like, you know, flinging my hands, I apologize.
Little gnats and stuff. I do have worm buckets going on underneath some of these plants that I actually brought my population back to life.
Yeah.
There's plants all behind us going towards the back. We have begonias and anything that doesn't make it in here or struggles because of not enough light. I have a lot of lights over here, and then we trimmed up the tree so we get 4 hours of direct sunlight in the morning into here. So I have plants that do better in shade placed in different areas where there's shade and stuff. So it's a lot easier in here than trying to grow stuff in the house.
Well, and some things just want to go through its natural dormancy state. So like I don't know how much, like we already had to take out the moms, you know, they were done now for
But
the
I
season.
will show you, with a little bit of good luck, in a couple weeks, we will have dahlias that are about to bloom.
I know, it's funny.
I have dahlia buds on my dahlia over here. There's a dahlia here. This thing went dormant and came back. This is a echinacea.
Yeah, but I definitely think that we're gonna have to bring in the, what is it, the doctor, whatever.
Yeah, the bug stuff. Oh, and I have, this is for the bunny rabbits because I don't produce much. Strawberries.
Yeah, but they like the strawberries. So Lawn Commander said that he's still doing leaves. Hopefully a couple of the people that we sent to you, contacted you.
And I know you called about dumping leaves. I didn't get your call and stuff, but we're not really taking on too many leaves now.
Yeah, because we don't really have the area for them. So, and then do we sell the plants that you grow? So, yes, this year we did. We actually used a lot of the plants in our landscapes that we did this year. And then we did open like a market type thing in front of the house and sold some stuff. And yeah, so we did really well. We
invested in mums this year. We bought 200 and something.
No, 400.
400 and something of them. We did not sell all of them, but we made our money back plus some profit on them.
Right, yeah.
And the rest of them, if you don't know, the mums will come back if you protect them in our zone. We're in 7A. So what I did is we're lining them up all around the foundation of the house. And then we're going to put mulch up against them and just keep them a little insulated. That's what we're doing with all the plants that are in buckets, because most of them are now.
Yeah, yeah. So, Little said, we're done with lawns up here in Canada. We had snow last week, but it's gone now.
Wow. Oh, wow. Nice.
No snow in Victoria, BC. Still doing leaves. Did some today. Okay, so that's good. But you're going to get cold really quick. Like, almost like what we did, like, overnight, you know.
You guys are way up there. I think our low one night was down in the teens, with the wind chill, like, down in the low teens, I think. But that's the coldest we got.
Oh, okay. Brian Welsh says, spring down here with first day of summer next week, busy mowing. So what is...
Australia.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Australia, is that right, Brian? And then, will you be using the open trailer next year or the enclosed trailer?
I will be using the open trailer. We think we're going to turn the other one, I got to fix the axle still, into a landscaping only trailer to keep all the tools in.
Right.
This year, running the open trailer, we actually saved, because I time it all, we actually saved almost 2.3 miles to a gallon.
Yeah.
Over, so far, I think it's like 15,000 miles. So we saved that much more running the open trailer than running the enclosed one.
Yeah. So, and now the only thing that I miss with the enclosed trailer is, like this time of year, we do sometimes have debris to take away, and especially with pruning, so it gets a little difficult. And then the back of the truck becomes like our storage area.
Stuff
and
like
I don't really like that as much. So it would be nice to get the enclosed trailer up and going for next fall at least. And Brian did say yes, Australia. So Victoria only gets a couple of days throughout the winter season of snow. Oh, really? Wow. So, but like us, you know, like
we used to, when we first moved here, we'd get feet of snow and really, really cold 20 below zero days, and now we don't get that, and we don't get much snow at all.
Oh, Brian's on his lunch break. Nice. Thanks for tuning in on your lunch break. So
now you guys up north plow the snow. We don't do that.
Yeah, we don't plow. In the winter, even if we did have we never had the interest to get into plowing here in the
especially in the mountains, because of the roads, the hills. There's so much terrain here.
Yeah,
I give the guys that do that credit. You have to know what you're doing when you're going up and down these mountains. Some of the roads are like this steep. Yeah.
So needless to say, you know, like when you do not residential, when you do commercial around here, you do have to be able to have the ability to get them plowing in the winter if they need it, because there could be, you know, so I guess if See, that's why we really don't do commercial properties either. We really don't want to deal with all that.
Hence why we want to start why we started the candle making thing.
So how is everybody? Anything new with you guys? And we really appreciate you watching all the time and all your
hanging
comments.
out with us.
Yeah, yeah. In Ontario, we get tons of snow. Yes.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah, yeah.
When we lived in Jersey, we used to get snow all the time, a lot of snow.
Yeah. So and I liked it. You know, if it has to be cold, I say let it snow. I like staying in it though because I have a really bad rap of driving in the snow. So I don't like to drive in the snow.
I like to play in it and build snow ramps for the kids to go down.
Yeah.
So that's what I like to do.
Yeah. So we're wrapping up our season, which is nice, and we don't have any major projects on the books
not
yet.
Scheduled. We just have a bunch of prunings to do still to end the year.
Yeah, it would be nice to get. I mean, we have a couple that we're looking at, so hopefully it would be nice to.
I have to draw the one up and send it over and see what.
But it's probably more than likely going to just be a really, really busy early spring, I think, right?
Definitely.
Again. So let's see, what else do we have going on? Kayla's home from college. Yeah,
for Thanksgiving. Hopefully all you guys had a great Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
We enjoyed it. We had fun. We went and got our Christmas tree. That'll be on Happy's Family Farm. We do every year on Thanksgiving, we go way up in the sandy mush in the mountains and we climb up the mountain and pick out a Christmas tree, and then they cut it down and we bring it back.
Yeah. So Lucy said, do you miss New Jersey? We miss family for sure.
Yeah. Other than that, no, I don't miss Jersey. I have no desire to go back up there. It's nothing against New Jersey. It was fun growing up, but it's just busy up there. People are they want things done faster, and since we moved down here, it's a little slower pace.
Yeah.
People aren't on you so much about you have to be here or there. Just
more laid back lifestyle, which we felt like we really fit in here. I don't know if we've ever really I know that we told you guys that we moved here in 2010 with 3 young kids, but what we did is we came on vacation in like 2008, 2009, right? We came on vacation to Bryson City area, and it's gorgeous. Yeah, fell in love. Just the whole.
I've always loved the mountains.
Yeah, the Smoky Mountains. Just traveling through. That's a trip that we had a baby bear come out of the mountains and
run into the side of our car.
Yeah, ran into the side of the van and flipped backwards, and we were like, oh my gosh, we have to go notify a ranger. So we went and found a ranger, and he looked at us like we were crazy. He was like, "Are you kidding?" He said that bear ran right back up into the woods and is perfectly fine.
And we weren't going too fast. It kind of ran into the side of us.
Yeah.
And we were pretty shocked.
Yeah.
I mean, we didn't think we'd see one, but now we see them regularly here.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So, coming home from that trip, Jared was a baby still, I think, and we were coming home from that trip and we're like, oh my gosh, what are we doing? Why are we... why.
Yeah, that was when 2008 recession, it was struggling up there. We were like...
Yeah, and I had the daycare center in our house at that point, so that I was able to be home with the 3 young kids. But then I started losing children because the parents started losing their jobs. So we just kind of figured it was time to make the move. If we were going to do the move, that was the time to do it.
And we took a chance, took a risk.
Yeah, and we did, and we really enjoy it. So you guys seem so busy. We are busy, but if we're not busy, then, what else is there to do? You just keep yourself busy, and, we still spend time with the family and do all kinds of stuff, but we don't have many clients left anymore, though. CTK said, how many clients do you have?
32 full mowing accounts.
Yeah.
That was down from, I think at one point we were doing together 70 something.
Yeah.
I think it was.
So we have 32 full mowing accounts, but those full mowing accounts are also fertilizer. Most of them mulch. They get mulch in the spring.
Pruning.
Yep.
And
all
then
prunings.
we do have a group of clients that we don't mow at all. We just do all their fertilizing, their aeration, seed, and stuff like that from a friend who referred us to them all.
Yeah. So Brian said, do you have any mower maintenance to do over the winter?
Yes.
He has a lot of mower maintenance to do over the winter.
I'm not good at if you watch us for a long time, I don't maintain the mowers the best. I think
we
the
sharpen
last
the
oil
blades.
change,
Yeah.
I think the last time the oil was changed in all three of them mowers was the beginning of the season. Not a problem with them except for the starter, but that doesn't have anything to do with maintenance.
Yeah.
The blades, Rachel, we don't really mow over a lot of stuff in the fall. We have to sharpen them more.
For finishing mowers. Yeah.
We tend not to mow overgrown stuff most of the time. So as far as that, I think the walk behind, I got to fix the Velky. So there's a lot of maintenance. I got to do the brakes on the silver truck. I got to fix a Velky. Some trailer work needs to be done.
The Z3 is going to need tires for sure.
Yeah,
we
definitely
put it
going
off
in the next
because,
season.
you know, just going into winter again.
You guys know it's like we're like every other lawn care or small business when
we get very stingy going into the winter.
Yeah, when you have to.
Especially when you have 4 kids. Yeah. When we have 4 kids, we're like, yes. So all of that will get done, but it will get done probably closer to spring.
Because it gets too cold. In the garage we have, there's no heater in it. So I'm a procrastinator when it comes to things.
Yeah.
I put things off until kind of the last minute.
Yeah. So that's why I had to, you know, come up with the making of the candle melts because it gives them something to do in the winter.
you guys know in the wintertime when, especially if you're in a cold area, if you're down further in the south, probably Florida, Texas, I mean, they get cold, but there's still more stuff to do down there. When you're sitting in the house twiddling your thumbs, you kind of get in a funk. So we figured something to come up with, and now I think Rachel's got to try to keep up with me on getting stuff to make more and more eventually. So
Wild Bill said, hello, Carl and Rachel. Good to see you and hope you had a great Thanksgiving.
Hey, Wild Bill. How you doing?
Yeah, thank you for joining and hopefully you had a nice Thanksgiving also. Ours was good.
Yes.
We did go get our Christmas tree again, which is a tradition for us. And we will have that video up on Happy's Family Farm sooner than later, hopefully.
Yeah, I'll probably have... I think it's the next 1 or 2 videos. I just gotta get it up.
Yeah, so it's funny. You have a Christmas shirt on, and I have Christmas jammy bottoms on.
Well, I had to wear this shirt because the kids got it for me, and they thought it was so funny. So
that is funny. It's fun, right? Like
I think they were hoping the cat came after me when I was wearing it because of the bells on it.
Well, and I think that they realized that it's actually missing one of the bells, so we turned around and we said, well, maybe we should just put like a giant pom-pom there.
A red pom-pom on it?
Yeah, because the cats do like pom-poms. Come over to my shop, 28 by 36 with a wood heater. Oh, Lawn Commander said that he has
nice.
A big shop. Nice, Lawn Commander. Yeah, that is. He probably could use your help to fix some stuff too.
Oh, yeah. I should bring over my pile of stuff that I don't use no more and have it fixed, and he'd have a fun day, field day with that.
He probably would. I know. We always said that.
Exterminator.
You were gonna give it to an exterminator.
Yeah, I have, and that's on the maintenance side. Like, everybody would love their string trimmer to last 7-10 years, but you know, doing lawn care, you beat them things up. You're weed eating hours upon hours on day. So my theory was, if our string trimmer lasts 3 years, it was a good $300, $400, $500 investment, and I'll buy a new one. And I'll be honest with you, when it comes to trimmers, I have never changed an air filter on my string trimmers or done any tune-up.
Sorry, I don't want to interrupt you, but CTK said, take care, guys, have to go. Thanks for the great video.
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah,
have a good
thank
night.
you. And then Wild Bill said, are you guys still on vacation? So no, we are not still on vacation. We take little trips, so when you guys see them, we're usually back by then.
This is our front porch.
Yeah, this is our front porch. So Carl enclosed our front porch in with like what is that? Greenhouse plastic.
Plastic.
Yeah. So it is like a little warm in
So
here.
we're hoping that I keep this eventually, all the begonias, it'll be like a jungle in here. So
Yeah.
imagine when spring comes and we have begonias that made it all through the winter.
Yeah,
They're
he
be
said he
huge.
loves it. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Thanks.
Carl loves it too. And
Yeah.
it's nice. The kids were actually calling it the catio.
And they let the cats come out here because
Yeah.
we don't let our cats outside and they can't get outside if they come in here.
Yeah. They're indoor cats normally, and then um normally this is all open. Like, I don't know if you guys remember from like summer, but it has like a blue railing that's all open and they could get out. So now they're like, ooh.
They come in.
Yeah.
Anytime the door's open, they try to jump through the hole in the door and come through up in the front here.
Yeah, especially the little one. She's our newest one. I guess she's just a year old now. We ended up getting her. She was like 9 months old, but yeah, she's still like very curious because she's a baby. So
she's Killer Frost.
Yeah. Her name is Killer Frost, and she definitely took on her name again. So she can be so sweet, like Caitlin, and then like So yep.
Playing around, Aubrey.
Yeah, she's a good girl though. But hey guys, enjoy watching you all. Not far from you all either. I live in Maiden, North Carolina. Cool, Matthew Sparks. So Maiden, that's probably more east, right? Is that right?
Yeah, probably more east.
So I don't know exactly where that is. Chase said she's a demon. He's talking about our cat, by the way.
That's our son, our youngest son.
Yeah. She is funny. Like I said, she can be so sweet. And then especially with Flash. So if you guys didn't realize, Flash is our other cat, and that's why they named her Killer Frost, because of Frost and Flash. And she'll be so sweet. Like, she'll lay down and like purr to have Flash come over to her, and then as soon as he comes over to her, she slaps him. So yeah, she's
mean.
Oh yeah, okay. So it is close to Lincolnton and Hickory. So,
okay, yeah.
Yeah, we know Hickory. So
originally, when we first decided we were going to move here, we came to Hickory. We did all our research around Hickory and Morganton.
Yeah.
And we took a trip with the kids and we stopped in this little town. And I always remember Cullettsville, right?
Yeah. It was a cute little town, like very
small town. We met the local people there.
They were like, "Oh, you better get back early if you're coming to fireworks here.
It gets crowded."
It gets really
and
packed.
we were from Jersey, and we go to Fort Dix, and it's lines to get in and out, and you just didn't want to go anymore. So we go there early, and we're sitting there on the baseball field. I think it was out on the baseball field.
Yeah.
And we're looking, and the closest person to us was like maybe 30 feet away, and spotted all over the place, and not many people at all. And I'm like, they think this is crowded.
Yeah, they thought that was crowded, but it was so cute because,
and
you know, we're from Jersey, man. What we were used to was nothing, but that was crowded to them.
And if you've never heard fireworks in the mountains, it's totally different than fireworks like in the flatlands, we call it. Totally different. All the noises bounce off the mountains, and it just makes it so much louder, so much cooler.
So again, that probably just confirmed, because that was a little trip that we took before we actually moved here, but that kind of confirmed to us, like, yeah, this is where we belong.
And at the last minute, when we were getting ready to leave, I threw a wrench in Rachel's plans. She searched all the schools around there.
Yeah.
And I said, let's check out Asheville.
Yeah.
And
because it was a bigger city, and you know,
we were
just
gonna
more
start a business or more work, we were going to do work there, because we didn't know when we left to come here. We left with no job prospects, and we had to think of something to do when we came down here.
Yeah. So Wild Bill asked if we've had any snow yet, and no.
Flurries, a couple little flurries.
Yeah, it got pretty cold a couple times, and it looked like it was trying to.
And we had a freezing rain warning, and it didn't happen. We didn't get cold enough.
But you know, it's just very unpredictable here in the mountains now. I mean, we usually don't get really, really cold until January, right?
January.
And then, you know, recently we haven't really had many storms, so.
And I don't think it's going to get too cold this year in January and February. I think we're going to be above average.
Matthew said he knows Collettsville. Yeah. Oh, and Wild Bill must know Fort Dix. He said it's a beautiful place. Yeah.
I lived there 32 years.
Yeah, so I actually grew up in Medford, which is about 30 minutes away from Fort Dix.
Medford, Marlton area. Yeah. Right near, that's...
Yeah, Cherry Hill, too. You know, a lot of people know that area. And then Quarrel grew up in Pemberton right by Fort Dix. Yeah.
Right by Fort Dix.
So when we got married, we actually bought a house right there in Browns Mills, and stayed close to his family. And then my family moved, his family moved, and then like I said, that's what made us come here.
Even though we don't have any family right around us now.
Yeah.
My mom's the closest 4.5, 5 hours away.
Yeah. Yeah, well, Justin in Canada saying he got 6 inches or so last week. Yeah.
If it's gonna snow, I'd like to see
does like a lot of
Buffalo style snow.
Yeah.
Not roof collapsing, but like I want to see 3 feet of snow. I want a storm to come through where we get 2-3 feet of snow, as long as everybody stays in and be safe.
So Matthew Sparks said, I don't know if I could do Jersey. I've always been used to little places in the country. So what was nice about the area in Jersey that we came from?
It was South Jersey.
Yeah, we were in South Jersey. So, definitely not the hustle and bustle of North Jersey.
Or closer to Philadelphia when you're west, or I guess that would be West Jersey.
Yeah, like Voorhees, I think, is probably Trenton. More people know.
Now, Rachel was closer there. Now, where I lived, we were like, you drive a quarter mile and there's the military base going back towards like just thousands of acres, all pine barrens all the way around where they.
Yeah, we were like in Jersey Devil territory. Yeah, if you guys have ever heard that,
the Jersey Devil. When I was in Cub Scouts when I was little, my stepdad used to tell us stories about the Jersey Devil.
Yeah, so that is another thing. And actually, now that we're talking, when we were asked if we miss Jersey, that's another thing besides family.
Food there is good.
Yeah, food there. We have a hard time finding the food that we're used to down here.
And then the beach was 30 minutes away. The city of Philadelphia was 35 minutes away from where we lived. So it was like...
And it was a Garden State. Garden State, we could go to any corner, actually.
For good vegetables, produce. Down here, when we first moved here, it wasn't so much. And then lately, it's been more and more people doing more vegetables and...
So Wild Bill said that he's due for a good snow. He hasn't had one in about 3 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I don't know. When was our last really good one?
Last year when I built the snow ramp here.
Okay. So it wasn't that great, though.
If I can build a snow ramp every year, that's good.
Yeah. So thanks, Brian, for tuning in. And
thanks, guys.
Yeah, enjoy going back to work. So, night, Wild Bill. Let's see. So yeah, Jersey was nice, but definitely we love Western North Carolina more for sure. Yeah. Kayla actually even, used to even say that she was going to California when she was going off to college, and now you guys know she's been at ECU, which is in Greenville, North Carolina, which is on the other side of the state. So North Carolina is
big,
very long. Yeah.
From the Tennessee border all the way to the Outer Banks is like 9.5 hour drive.
Yeah. So she is out that way more, and she now misses the mountains and can't wait to come back here. So that's kind of nice. Yeah. So Matthew asked if we have any big projects coming up. As of right now, no.
I am gonna do a drawing on one and then do the estimate on it and stuff, but they're having other stuff that they need to have done. I'm just gonna throw out the plan. Yeah. And then if they go with it, we can start the wall portion of it and then worry about the patio later. But that probably won't be until the next year. Hopefully this year.
There's a few clients that we have stuff kind of in the works for. But they're gonna be projects that are going to take a process, and probably more of a process than what you guys even saw last year with the wall. So it might be slow going, especially in the beginning. So we might not even show you until we're like really into the project. Lawn Commander said he hates New Jersey.
His wife's from up there.
Yeah. And you know, it just really is a different way of life. And you know, the hustle and bustle of Jersey is just not what we wanted anymore.
Now, don't get me wrong, when we first moved here in 2010, it's totally different here than it was in 2010. I mean, they're just about to finish an 8-lane highway rebuild, and just so many more people have moved here, and traffic's unbearable at times if you go the wrong way, but you can't stop growth. I mean, you get business from it. We all want business, so you don't want to deter any growth.
Yeah, yeah. So Judy said, hi there, you two. So glad to see you both. Thank you very much for tuning in. Hopefully you enjoy our Christmas attire. We're feeling festive tonight.
Yes, definitely.
Nate said, are your kids into lawn care? Do they want to help you or follow in your steps?
Well, I can tell you.
Before you answer that, Wild Bill just wanted to show support, and you two put in a lot of work in your videos. Thank you very much,
Wild Bill. We really appreciate all you guys.
Yeah.
So as far as the kids, Kayla, obviously she's going to school now to be a nurse.
Yeah.
She wanted to do the doctor thing, but she brought it back to a nurse, and we said, whatever you want to do, it's your career. You go the path that you want to go. She ended up getting all her school and taken care of, so that's up to her. We tell her.
Yeah.
Paige has her own business, Mountain Dog Gear, making leashes and collars, if you don't know, and that's been very successful for her. So she's doing that. Jared and Chase would be the only ones, and I tell them if they want to take it over, that's the only way. Eventually, we're going to keep mowing.
Yeah.
If they take it over, because for the foreseeable future, we'll be doing lawn care for the next 10, 15 years probably.
Right.
But we don't want to retire doing lawn care. If we did, we would have hired crews and built the business bigger. We want to retire doing the farming and then push on this business, the new business that we started, doing the candles and wax and stuff. More of that, so our ultimate goal is we want to have people come to our farm all around, bring their kids and enjoy all the things we have there, like a family atmosphere eventually.
Yeah. So. Okay, so a lot of people. Ray said hello, love the videos. Hey Ray, thanks. Drew said hello. Ken from KLC.
Hey,
Good
Ken.
evening, Happy's fam. Ray said you guys rock. Oh, thanks, Ray.
You do too, man. I watch all your videos too.
Yeah.
If you guys don't know, that's Ray's Lawn Care.
Okay, and then everybody just saying hi to each other. So I wanted to just catch up on the comments to make sure.
Yeah, I can't read any of the comments because my phone is what's recording.
So on that with the kids too, Jared, as of right now, he's only 14. And we tried to get him a little interested this year. And I don't know, the heat of the summer came, and you guys know, probably just as employees drop off in the heat of the summer. So he's a 14-year-old kid. I didn't push him too much, had him still do some things around the house, but I'm not gonna push him to be out there doing the lawn care at the age of 14, because then I just feel that will push him in the direction of not wanting to be out there. Your body has to get used to being out here in the heat this many days a week. And
he wants me to show him how to weed eat. I'm going to show him how to use the weed eater and the big mowers. And if he starts liking that and doing that and picks up and wants to do it, we tell him that it'll be his business one day if he wants to do that. But like I said, if he wants to do something totally different, it's up to them.
Yeah. So, and then hopefully once we get the farm, we'll see a little bit of change in the boys. I definitely don't think that the girls are going to have any interest in the farming at all.
Now they do want to open up their own shop when we get the farm, like doing their thing.
Right. They want to have their own little, because they have their candles and their dog gear.
Maybe Chase, our youngest, will be the farm, right, Chase?
Yeah. Okay, let's see. Tracy said, hi Rachel and Carl, just watched your unboxing video of your new candle venture.
Thanks.
Have you started yet? So we talked about this a little bit, but we did start actually making wax melts already. We're going to start with them because the testing process of candles is going to take us a little bit longer we just want to make sure that we're giving you guys the best product possible.
And we did make candles, but like Rachel said, you have to wait 2 weeks for them to cure. Then you have to test them to see if the flame's too big, if it burns too hot. There is a lot of research and work we did into all of this. Same with melting the wax and temperatures. And it's like everybody on YouTube, you listen to the information and you just take what you think and will help you better yourself, and just double check with other people and make sure that they're doing something kind of similar and you're doing it right.
Yeah, yeah.
And so far it's been good, except for the colors. Rachel tried to make a coffee color and turned out more of a gray.
Yeah, the colors are a little hard, especially when you're working with a base color of like yellow beeswax. It doesn't always,
And we've been doing it for about a week now, probably doing all this, and the house smells like one big fragrance.
Yeah, it's nice. So Ray said Ken's in here. I love Ken. We like Ken from KLC too. That's all we do is watch YouTube, to be honest with you guys. And you might not get a lot of comments from Carl because
I watch it on the computer, not my phone, because I can see it better because I'm almost blind in the one eye.
So we do watch everybody.
So I just don't, and it's harder for me to comment on the computer. So if I have my phone, I'll throw a comment here and there.
Don't underestimate my man Carl here. He isn't afraid of a wrench. He's handy. Yeah. Candle business can be a good side gig, great profits. Yeah, we just figured that again in the winter it's our downtime.
Yeah.
And you guys know that you get in that little funk where you just want to get back to where can't wait for spring.
And to be honest with you, when it's cold out, if I can sit and make candles and wax melts all winter, have a couple projects during the year, and just keep the mowing we have now.
Yeah.
Because our schedule is pretty easy now with the mowing that we have now, 32 accounts.
Yeah, we just have really dialed into the fact of having, full service clients. Yeah, clients that need everything done on their property. So, we're property maintenance basically. And the fertilizer and that aeration and all that stuff really, really does help.
Yeah, that was I gotta say, the most profitable, best investment for a bigger profit was getting into the spraying, the fertilizing, and stuff like that. And you don't have to have a big extensive program. We just do 4 basic apps, 2 sprays when needed, and then we aerate and seed.
Yeah. So.
And lime.
You guys are so nice. So there's like so many comments like these guys have mad skills, you all from Ray. Definitely a lot of knowledge from Wild Bill. We appreciate you guys so much. Yeah. Oh, Little's Lawn Care said he started doing firewood. Justin, am I right? Do you do something with horseshoes too? Is that the Little's Lawn Care that we follow?
I don't know.
On Instagram.
They'll answer it.
Hopefully, I think that you like make creations with horseshoes or something.
Now, firewood can be very profitable, and that's another thing. Like if we get our own farm, if it has the wood on it, we're gonna do that too as income.
Ken said, I didn't know how to weld in flip-flops until I saw Ray's channel. Lots of educational content on the tube. Yeah, there's definitely a lot. Coral and I talk about how everybody's an expert on YouTube. But that's why we just tell you have to make sure that you're like going to everybody's channels.
Learn a little bit from everybody. Yeah. Ray knows
and
how
then
to
back it up with the universities, you guys. Like the internet is a great
anything time you're working with plants and stuff. Now, as far as welding, Ray, I'd love to learn how to weld.
In flip-flops, right?
Yeah, I'd love to learn how to weld. I know nothing about it. Now, the crazy thing is, my stepfather worked for a big company where he welded all the time. And I even went to work with him a few times. I just, you're young, you don't retain that stuff.
Yeah. Lucy said, do you plan to do local markets to sell your candles?
Yes.
Eventually, yeah. Eventually we will do markets if it's in our schedule. Obviously, the lawn care and landscaping is our first business. Yeah. But I've been doing festivals and stuff with with Paige for Mountain Dog Year. So I would definitely be willing to do festivals. So we'll see. We just want to definitely get that dialed in for sure.
Yeah, and we don't want to take away from the farm spending a night at a weekend at a festival.
Yeah.
Like that obviously you can see who keeps plants that grow in the summer in their house all through the winter.
Only mine.
Like I even have behind the camera here impatiens growing with big pretty purple flowers or pinky purple flowers
Yeah,
on it.
so that's another thing. Somebody asked if wildflowers would self-seed themselves, and yes, they absolutely do. Impatiens self-seed themselves.
These were impatiens we put in there years ago.
Yeah, so like that stuff does definitely cosmos, zinnias.
Here's a lavender plant that I have in here.
Yeah.
I love my plants.
So, let me
Ice
see.
plant right here.
Zane said, big fan of you guys. I ask a lot of questions, learning. Yes, we appreciate you, Zane.
And even watching us. Check other people because we learn from people. We take constructive criticism and learn and do things different too.
Yeah.
I'm still always going to mulch leaves into the lawn because they are 100% beneficial for your lawn.
Yeah, I know that is like a big controversial thing, but yeah.
Leaves, they contain your minerals and everything, and it might not be a lot, but you got to remember if you break them down good enough when mulching them and not leave them in mats, the worms and all the microbes eat off of all that stuff, and that's where a lot of the beneficial worm poop comes from. That's what we have in buckets here too. That goes back into the lawn and it makes your soil a lot more healthier.
Okay, so Lawn Commander said no money in firewood. And I guess it just does depend in your area because
well, if you kiln dry it here and you sell it as not technically firewood, sell it as wood to campers because we're in an area that's very touristy and people like to camp and stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't know, this year it might be. We paid $5.07 a gallon for heating oil.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. But I think it does because you used to do it in Jersey. When you did the trees.
Yeah. Now I don't know because of the time to split it all. I guess if we had a log splitter I used to do it when I did tree work for somebody that split one log. Now they have these fancy log splitters that have like crosses and you can split a whole piece of wood and get 6 pieces of firewood.
Yeah. So Ray said, I do have a disclaimer in case you didn't know.
No, I see the disclaimer, Ray. I laugh all the time.
I love it. He said, Ray in his disclaimer. And I said, well, maybe we should, you know what though? You have to put yourself off as an expert or people don't believe what you're saying. So,
but we're no experts by any means,
no.
guys. We're in this like everybody else.
Yeah, we're all in it together. We're like you. We're people. We're human. Humans make mistakes. That's what happens. It's life. So, and I was right. Little's Lawn Care said he welds horseshoes.
Oh, nice. Another welder.
Yeah, so I thought that I saw cool little horseshoe creations. Our daughter, Paige, loves horses, so I think that's what caught my eye. Doesn't matter, Ray. You make dangerous stuff look too fun.
Hey, as long as you don't get hurt, you're all good. If the job gets done and looks good in the end.
Okay, so Wild Bill knows how to weld too. You're like the only
I'm the only lawn care guy that does not.
Although he had welding in school and he welded his project to the table, so maybe.
I took
Thanks for sharing, Wild Bill.
I took architectural drawing in high school. I didn't do the welding or the auto mechanic shop.
Yeah. So Todd Johnson said, "Hey guys, just wanted to drop in and say hi." Well, thank you very much. And Tracy said, how did the mom sales go? Was it profitable for you?
Yes. We didn't. If we would have sold all 400 and something we had, it would have been a huge profit. Yeah. We sold probably enough that we made our money back and made some money, a little profit. And then we have all the leftover mums that we're going to repot in the 3-gallon pots, and they'll be big next year. If you don't know, what are they? They're what kind of mums?
Yeah, they're Belgian mums.
So as long as you keep them insulated, we don't cut them back, and then next year in the beginning of the season, Rachel will cut them back.
Yeah, so we'll cut them back actually twice. We'll cut them back early in the spring when I start seeing new growth come out on them. Like I will leave all the growth on until I start seeing new growth come on them.
And that's a controversy too. Some people say cut them down to the ground.
Yeah.
Rachel's found out leaving them like that over the winter, they come back just as good, if not better.
I've had them come back in pots like that. So so then when I see the new growth, I cut them down to the ground, of course, to let the new growth then come out. And then again, like usually the end of June, you'll cut them back again because you don't want them to keep growing because then they'll bud too early.
Yeah.
They are light dependent where they do go by light, but it's still, you want to cut them back so that they bush out. And then that's the best way that I have.
So if you have moms plant them in the most sunny part of the yard, because they need the most light.
Yeah. So hopefully now our plan, like Carl said, is to keep the ones that we didn't sell, and then it's just less that I'll have to buy next year.
And if you don't know, it's the first time we ever grew mums, and they were from plugs like that, and they turned into beautiful plants, and I was pretty.
So Wild Bill is getting ready to go. Thanks for
stopping by.
Yeah, thanks for coming in. And again, you guys are so awesome. So KLC Ken said, I've been doing landscaping so long that I find myself watching you two work, and the quality of the end product, it makes me step up my game and keep my quality up. So that is like,
I've watched your videos, you building the patios and stuff.
Yeah, but that is thank you very much. And that is the one thing that we say, you guys, is always give 110%, because your quality and your end product is what is going to sell you other jobs.
And if you make a mistake, fix it. If in the end something happens, fix the mistake that you made. That's all we can say. We drove by the other day and we watched the wall that went up, and I don't think I put it on our channel yet. We watched them build it last year. They took a long time. Well, we just got some heavy rain, guys, and that whole wall collapsed.
Oh, yeah. So Carl did record. I forgot that you recorded that.
You could tell because when you seen where the wall collapsed, they took shortcuts. They didn't build it right. And we tend to try to do overkill when we're building things to make sure they last.
Yeah, Ray wants to see you with a welder. Yeah, I know. He really does want to. He's been saying it a while, so that is something that eventually we will.
And you know what? Maybe I should talk to Ted because he welds, and I'm sure he would show me how to weld.
So Zane has a good one. Ready?
Yeah.
Do you refuse customers' request for crepe murder? My client wants this.
Depends on where the crepe myrtle is. If it was improperly planted right next to a house and you have no choice, you know what we say. Cut it back. We're gonna do that.
We're gonna have to do it.
Myrtles because we tried last year to thin them out. They were planted 1 foot from the foundation, and they're now 30 feet tall.
Yep. It's terrible. We did actually cut a little bit of them 2 years ago, I think, when we pruned them. And then but they're growing into the windows. They should have never been planted there.
So she asked us this year, well, can you cut the other ones down like that?
Yeah, she wanted me to cut the other ones down like that too. And I told her no on them because they are in an area where we just need to make sure they're not touching the neighbor's house.
Or hanging in there and touching her house. But they are beautiful crepe myrtles. They're where they should be planted, and over time they'll just get bigger. They don't fall and crack your house. Crepe myrtles are really strong plants.
I love lawn commanders. Stacy said he loves crepe myrtles.
I'll be honest with you, it'll grow. The plant will be fine, but it's not healthy in the end. I've seen more crepe myrtles die because of it, and the client said, well, why did this beautiful crepe myrtle of mine die? And I said, well, you hack it back to the ground every year this high.
Ray said he's a serial murderer.
Yeah, I see. But yeah,
you kill Carl.
Listen,
he loves you, Ray, but you kill him when you do that to the crepe myrtles.
I love my crepe myrtles because we had a client and they have a yard where these crepe myrtles have never been touched, and they're planted in a good location. And when we get our property, they will be all up my driveway. But these crepe myrtles, the trunks on these things were like this big and round, and they were taller than the telephone poles, and the bark was peeling beautifully. And the guy said he's only had them touched one time, and the power company asked him if he could touch his crepe myrtles. And they're the best trees I've ever seen.
Yeah, they were really pretty. So
and that's why I tell people, if they're planted in a driveway where they're going to grow into the driveway, they should be about 6 feet off the driveway. That way you never have that problem. If they're planted like that, you got to cut them back. You have no choice.
Yeah.
We had a client ask us about one this week, and it's right next to the road. I don't think it needs to be hacked back because I told him if you hack it back, it's going to push all the growth outwards.
Yeah.
I said, we'll trim up some of the bigger limbs so it goes more straight upwards. But you got to remember that when you cut them back, they will bush out and become a problem outwards too.
So to
Teach
answer
his
your
own, though.
to answer your question fully, what I would do with that client is
Inform them.
just
Teach
try
them.
to inform them, educate them, and just let them know what the universities say.
And
As
if they
far
still
as,
want to hack back, then
Yeah.
go for it.
Yeah.
I mean, if he's asking you to do it, we just educate our clients, and we have changed people's minds of cutting their crepe myrtles. We've even fixed some that were cut back that much by keeping everything to certain points on top of the nub, and then over time it will correct itself the best it can.
So Long Commander said crepe myrtles don't do well here, but why do you say that? I mean,
I have
South Carolina. I think that South Carolina is like
the crepe,
crepe
myrtle capital.
Yeah,
because
crepe myrtle.
they don't. A lot of people don't murder them in South Carolina. I think they actually have some laws in South Carolina that you're not allowed to hack them back in areas in some towns and stuff. Here, I've never had a problem with crepe myrtles. Maybe the type or the variety, but then again, you do live over more toward Waynesville, where the climate is different,
a little
believe it
different.
or
Yeah.
not.
So, but yeah, that's, I don't know. I really do like crepe myrtle, and we have two that are actually growing pretty well in our driveway.
Two. One of them we dug up from a client, replanted it, and I got to prune them back, and then it actually made a baby one in front of it, which I'm going to dig up.
Yeah. And what raised in Georgia, right?
Yeah.
So he said they grow like crazy here. I read somewhere that it's best to cut crepes when it's cold. So yeah, that's usually when we prune our crepe myrtles, is when they're dormant. A lot of stuff is when you're supposed to prune, is when it's dormant. And we actually would prefer to wait until like right before it's coming out of dormancy, because again, when you leave like all those seeds and stuff on the plants over winter, it's protection for birds.
Yeah, they eat the seeds and stuff like that.
So like,
if you're into nature. So.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm a big, why get rid of it if we can leave it there for nature, and then it will be perfectly fine if we wait until spring and then take care of it then. So again, I mean, it's different. I would be the I think what in South Carolina, he said that he'd be going to prison for cutting crepe myrtles. I think what I saw, it was certain townships in South Carolina, and what they were doing was they were sending, I guess it was the extension office for that county or whatever, was sending letters to restaurant establishments like McDonald's, Arby's, places like that were murdering them. And they are not, so they go by the extension, and it was just something. So I don't know. Like I said,
educate your client the benefits of not cutting them back, and then if they still want them cut back, go for it. I mean, the tree's not going to die. It's just over time you get nubs, and then you got to cut them nubs, and then it just...
Yeah, Long Commander said, they cut them in February. So see, again, like leave the stuff on there for the birds and just let it throughout the winter, and just
same thing where you shouldn't prune your rhododendrons now. You shouldn't prune your azaleas right now. A lot of your azaleas right now, because all of them, they're getting their buds now.
You shouldn't prune them in the spring either.
Yeah, until you shouldn't prune them until after they bloom in the spring.
Yeah. So anything else? I don't think. Hopefully I didn't miss anything. I tried my hardest to get everybody's comments.
So is anybody buying new mowers next season?
Carl would like to buy a new mower. His 48, the walk behind is kind of acting up, but I guess it's about time. When did you buy that mower? 2016?
Yeah, it's old. It's been giving me a problem starting. Like, it needs a new battery, but I don't know. It's like being funky. But I think she'll go another season.
Zane said kind of like the knockout roses. A lot of good info, guys. Thanks. Yeah, so like, right, because if you prune them early spring, then you are getting them before they bloom. So we have some roses that we're going to do a final pruning on because they were still actually blooming.
Yeah,
weirdly.
Believe it or not.
We're going to do a final pruning on them, and then you're just going to let them go. And then also... what's another one, like hydrangeas? I constantly have to look them up. Every time I go to prune a hydrangea, I have to double check myself, because There are, different seasons. Like if I were to cut an oak leaf hydrangea now, then it wouldn't get any buds next year. So yeah, you just learn over the years. You just
And then
learn
there's
more
the
and
other
more.
hydrangea that you can cut all the way down to the ground, and it grows on all new wood.
Ray said he has to make it another season before he buys another mower.
Yeah,
And
I'd like to get another whole
yeah,
season
Carl would too. He's like
before we
that,
buy
but
any mowers. The 36 is a champ. That there's nothing. Rachel's big mower, it just needs tires, and we replace the starter.
yeah.
I
So
think
hopefully we're gonna hope. I mean, they should. They really aren't that old. They were that one. They were both bought in 2018. 18, right?
yeah. Now
Yeah.
your mower, believe it or not, mine's the oldest mower. Rachel's mower will actually have more hours probably next season in the beginning than
Yeah.
my walk behind, because Rachel does, I'd say about 70% of the mowing, and I do the rest, all the weed eating, and then whatever the walk behind needs to mow.
So Tracy said, I hear you talk about when you get a new farm. How near are you to achieving this? So, we were thinking that it was possibly going to happen maybe this year, but then with the way that the housing market went, obviously
We're waiting.
waiting now. We're very happy with, the situation here with being, we have an acre of land and we really can do whatever we want. So we're kind of waiting to find that diamond in a rough,
And let
I think.
things drop, because
Yeah.
they'll be going down by the end of the summer. But hopefully by the end of the summer, we're really
Yeah,
taking it
I'm
seriously.
hoping by next season. I'm really hoping that by next Christmas you guys will be celebrating with us.
See, the biggest problem is we're trying to be within 15-20 minutes of Asheville, all the way around. So anywhere around Asheville, we want to be within the city.
Yeah. So Zane said he's been looking all over for a 36 walk behind or stand on. No dealer has any kind of. Yeah, so I know that, and then right after Lawn Commander said 4x4 got some Ferris stuff in, and Carl did notice that.
Yeah,
the
I
other
did
day.
notice that. I talked to him when I went in there, and we were dealing with the battery powered steel.
We couldn't find any mowers either.
No, we wanted to trade Rachel's 61 in for another one before we hit 1,000 hours, and we haven't yet. And he's like, well, I'm supposed to get some new ones in like November, and nobody's buying them. You're not buying a mower in November.
Yeah. So so I don't know. But Zane, you're not too far from our 4x4. So, right? Because isn't he right over by like that Hickory area too, I thought. I don't know. I think he's in like North Carolina also. But maybe they have one. And I would agree. I think that a 36 walk behind would be really good.
Better than a push mower, I think.
I don't know how to run a walk behind, but I even said to him before, like maybe we should even think about getting a 36 walk behind, but he loves his 48. So, oh my goodness, the bell again. So we've been doing
Well, we've only been an hour, so.
An hour.
You guys tired of us yet?
So.
We'll keep going.
So then Ray said, what do you think about replacing engines on your mowers? The price of the new mowers are crazy.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know if I know how to do that, but I never replaced the starter before on a mower.
And we did it. So, like Carl said, we were thinking about earlier in the season, trading the 61 in before it got too old. Kind of just getting ahead of the game because we would rather... because we've gotten ourselves down to 32 good clients, we would really like to just have good equipment that we don't have to worry about. So we were just thinking about trading it in, and
with 0% financing, that's how we've always done it.
Yeah.
And with and as far as I always look at it like I have 1,130 hours, I think, on my mower. So you usually make $60 an hour minimum, if you're doing this lawn care and landscaping.
Yeah.
So you times that by the hours you got. So far that mower's made me how much money? If you did 1,360 something $1,000.
Yeah.
So I think a $6,000 investment, if if a motor goes on it, then I think I would probably get another one with a warranty.
I think we did end up talking about it with the 48. So, I mean, again, it would just all depend on the situation, I think, and what was available and what.
Yeah, if I could get
what our options were.
Because you know, with 1,000, how many hours you have the front casters that now have wear. I've been running with the one pulley on it. It's been touching the deck, and so far it cuts and does good, but all them little things add up over time to me, and I figure if I replace a motor, then something else goes, and then something else goes. It just, to me, adds up. And then if I buy a new one with the warranty, 0% financing is like free money if you pay it off in time.
Yeah. So Lawn Commander says he gets 4,000 plus hours on his mowers. Nate said, do you still have the chickens? Yes, we do.
Yes. Lawn Commander, you get so many hours because you probably maintain them a lot better than I do. Although my mower's still kicking.
Mayberry. So yeah, Zane is in Mount Airy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, and then Lawn Commander said Mayberry. So that's funny. That's actually Mount Airy was, do you guys remember when we were doing the gold ticket scavenger hunt, right? It was up in Mount Airy, somewhere in Mount Airy. Do you remember exactly where?
No.
Like some type of museum or something, right?
Yeah,
I can't remember exactly now, but I know it was in Mount Airy.
We take a lot of little trips.
Yeah. So, and then Ray said 3,000 versus 20,000 for the new engine. So yeah, so at that point, if that's what it was, and Carl could figure out.
Well, I guess on a on a big piece of stand-on walk. I mean, like her mower, if it went now and I had to buy a new motor, then yeah, probably looking there. But a walk behind, I think I can still get a walk behind for like maybe 8,500. The new ones, 48. And the new walk behinds, I like them because they have that oil cooler. If you guys don't know, our Ferris, the Z1, has that oil cooler on it to where you don't have to change oil for 500 hours.
Yeah.
And it definitely is nice to have that. And it has the Kohler motor on it, so right? Am I right on that?
Which
No,
one?
it has Vanguard. And that has treated us good. We
Oh yeah, because and it has the cooling system.
Yeah, the oil cooling system.
So yeah, it's been really good. KLC said it drives me nuts how many landscapers just shear with hedge clippers so many shrubs that should be selectively hand pruned. One of the first landscaping companies I worked for taught me proper techniques.
See, now
so that's good. That's not a lot of companies will teach proper techniques.
But they won't. And I'm going to tell you, we were new to lawn care and landscaping. I only did tree work and learned edging and stuff from a previous guy I worked for. But when I first started, everything got cut. Shear, everything. But then,
and he still does it sometimes with like some azaleas, because our clients have like giant azaleas that are like humongous.
I like to go in there and shape an azalea like perfectly round. That way, when it blooms right, you have just a perfectly round, beautiful purple bush, pink bush. So, but yeah, we've learned over time on how to properly prune things with everything.
Oh, Ray's getting his shop building from Mount Airy.
Nice.
Mike's Auto Maintenance said hello from Michigan. Are you cold up in Michigan yet?
Oh, I bet they are.
Lucy said, am I the only non-lawn care follower you have on this channel? I don't think so, Lucy.
No, I don't think so. I think there's a lot of, we look at our demographics, and not to say older people don't do lawn care, but a lot of our demographics, and I think we have a lot of people over 60 that watch us.
Yeah, so I don't think, and more women, right, than normal. So I guess so I actually think that a lot of the lawn care people don't watch us, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. But yeah, Tracy said no, Lucy. So Tracy watches us too. So we appreciate all of them. Yeah, we appreciate. So if we're ever talking too much about lawn care and you guys have other questions.
Yeah, about life, everything. You know us. You know pretty much everything we show you is everything we do.
Yeah, that's I mean, that's what we do. That's what we've done since the beginning, is we've just shared our day-to-day with you guys, what we have going on in our business, and maybe it's hard like to pinpoint like when we talk about our, landscaping program that we use, or, how we do this or that.
Because we don't do specific videos on how to.
It's just our day-to-day, and when it comes up, we talk about it and, try to just give you guys pointers also. So let's see. Mike's Auto Maintenance said on and off. One day it's 60, next it's 25. So kind of like what it's been doing here, right?
64 today it was.
Yeah.
And last week I think the high was 37 or 38, I think.
Yeah. So Ken did say that's a good example is the azalea, because when it gets sheared it ends up with all the flowers on the outer perimeter,
Yeah.
where
And some people like that. Now I'll go in and we hand prune them when they're sticking up too far before they've shown their bloom. If it's like you'll have some that'll just grow this way, we'll snip them off. But that's been before azaleas. I'd cut them back. I didn't know when they bloomed. But that, like I said, you just keep learning, watch people, read books. Always learn,
let's
guys.
see. CR said, "Hi Lucy, I watch and I'm not a lawn care provider. I just love watching." Well, thank you very much, CR. We appreciate you. Lucy said she learns a lot from us. She loves us. Thank you. We love you all too. Ken said, "How do you guys handle pruning junipers? You just shear with hedge clippers. They are so hard to to look natural and prune."
Low growing junipers? I'll go in there with the weed eater.
Yeah.
I'll go in there with the weed eater, and now obviously if they're thick and overgrown, you could go in there and shear them, but I've always just cleaned them up with a weed eater. Remember the entrance of the one? I'd go in there and like just shape it all and
yeah, I'm trying to think, do we have anybody with junipers really that need to be pruned? No, not really. Not like no, nobody with any gray owls or any. Oh, we did put one.
Plant one in, but we haven't pruned it yet.
Okay, yeah, because it's going to be actually years before we prune it too. Yeah. So like I understand what you're saying now. Like with the spiral arborvitaes, he did with the shears. So he did that all by hand,
and that's fun. That was fun doing it like that.
Yeah. So
and I'll be honest with you, that's only like the second or third time I've ever pruned a topiary.
Yeah.
In the shape like that, like pruning it up and shaping it.
So it just takes longer when you hand prune stuff. It takes longer, and not a lot of landscapers are gonna take that extra time. So, but it does benefit it for sure.
And there's over pruning too, like your boxwoods. If you keep, a lot of people like them tight. But if you keep pruning them over and over and over again and not letting them recover, that's when you end up getting your diseases and things happen.
Mike's Auto Maintenance said, "I used to do lawn care for nearly 15 years and sold the business to pursue my dream as a mechanic. So that's why I watch you guys some days. I miss the lawn care life." So, but yeah,
I always told Rachel,
from lawn care to mechanic, you still picked a really hard job.
Yeah, you still work in the heat. You still got Rachel's dad all his life. He owned the mechanic. He worked for somebody forever, bought the shop. He was a mechanic in Philadelphia.
Yeah. And then my brother, actually my oldest brother, did take over.
And he bought the shop from him, and he's still running it now.
And he really, I don't think he ever really expected any of us to take that over. And my older brother did. And my older brother was on a completely different path. He even had moved to Hawaii and then moved back, and then that's when he decided that he wanted to take over my dad's business.
I'd love to learn that too, but I'm not sure I can be a mechanic. I'm one of them ones who take a screw apart, it'll drop, disappear, and then I can't find the screw. I'll get frustrated, and then wait.
So Zane said Mount Airy picks up the leaves at the curb inside the city. That's actually really nice that they pick them up at the leaves. You know what? They're probably actually composting them and then selling the compost back to you guys.
If they do that,
but sometimes they do actually give out free compost to
because a lot of times they get overwhelmed, and they actually say that dumping all your leaves in the dump is actually worse.
Yeah, Ray said, "I don't get OCD pruning pay. I get stick and move pruning pay." So you do have to charge for it.
Yeah, if you're going to sit there and be detailed, you do have to charge for your time. I mean, if a client only wants to pay you $200 to prune bushes, and you say, well, they're not going to be perfectly trimmed, and they're okay, then that's what you do. Mm-hmm. But if the client said, I want mine to look like the topiaries of like the best topiaries ever, okay, you're gonna pay upwards of $80 an hour to prune that stuff.
Ray did say he learns something all the time. So
Yeah, that's
we actually even said to our kids the other day, you learn something new every day. So
yeah.
you just really do. You can always teach yourself something new. The
I'm
heat is the hardest thing for me to work in. Yeah, the heat is pretty hard.
that's
I still think that the leaves are the worst. So to be honest with you, leaves are terrible.
I gotta say, mowing and working in the mountains is the hard.
It's the hardest.
There's just hills everywhere. It's not an easy journey whenever you're mowing or doing anything,
Yeah.
dragging brush, all that stuff. But yeah, fall is probably the beautiful season, but the worst as far as leaves and stuff. You get the mulch croup where you're going all the time.
Oh my goodness. Ken's funny. Ray does it right. He maximizes profits. He will go prune shrubs improperly on purpose. Then they die and he gets paid to bring Bobby back 2 months labor to rip them out and replace them. Yeah. I mean, hey, replacing them is a good business. No.
If you're charging the right amount of money, though.
Lawn Commander said he goes to school, but he never learns. Well, you need to pay more attention then.
Just watch it over and over again. Listen, I don't learn everything. I gotta watch things over and over again. Even when it comes to like retaining walls and stuff like that, I always watching videos, new videos that come out, new ways to do things and stuff like that.
Oh my goodness. Ken said, I'm not hating, just saying. I love Ray, just saying. He has a disclaimer.
Yeah.
No, we love you. We love all of you guys. Everybody does their own thing differently. Little's lawn care is going to bed. Good night. Thank you. Thank you for joining, for sure. Zane said, thank you guys for helping me grow my business. You don't know how much you've influenced me.
That's why we love doing this.
Yeah, that really means a lot.
Every little bit that helps, if we make somebody's day, make somebody a little bit happier.
Yeah, for sure. It's, I don't know if we ever told you guys this, but when Carl came home and said to me, man, I watch all these people on YouTube. He said, I want to start a YouTube channel. I was like, are you crazy? Nobody's going to want to watch us. And then, what do we have? Over 11,000 subscribers. So you guys are completely awesome.
And it helps when you guys watch. We're not going to lie. The little bit of income that we get from YouTube helps us do things with the kids, helps us invest in some little things. You're not making millions of dollars unless you have.
No, it might be a couple tanks of gas a month, but everything helps, and especially when you have 4 kids. And I think more than anything, it became a hobby that Carl could start doing that just brought him closer to the community. So yeah, he definitely enjoys doing it.
Before we did all this, before I started this business, before we started everything, I was the shyest person in the world. Yeah. Even when we started the lawn care business, Rachel's like, you got to put flyers indoors. I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. Somebody comes out, get off my property.
Sending him to the first couple estimates by himself. Yeah.
It was
hard.
It was really hard for me, and now doing all this has helped me become more talkative, become more open.
So I built a shop at home to open up the business. That was my main goal, was not to be gone 12 hours a day out working. This way I can still be around my family and jump in the pool whenever I want. Yeah.
That's why we love
that's why you got into the auto business. Got it. And that's why we kind of got ourselves down to the point where we only have like those main
like we
clients.
Didn't start this business. We started this business and busted our butt in the beginning. Yeah, we did. But the end game is not to still work 15 hours a day. I don't even want to work 8 straight hours a day, to be honest with you.
Yeah. So, Lawnscapes of America said, what's up, peeps? So I heard you're coming back to Jersey. It's only in the 30s right now. No, we're not coming back to Jersey.
Well, believe it or not, it was only in the 30s here a couple days ago, and it's still getting down to 30-something tonight.
Oh, he's listening while he's running his street sweeper. Well, thank you for listening.
Thanks.
We appreciate you. Okay, Ken said, any advice from husband-wife combos in business? You two seem to get along well. When I work with my significant other, I want to hit her with a shovel and bury her with a skid steer. I'm so glad you don't say that about me.
No, I don't. But we're really close.
Yeah.
We might be different than some people. Like I enjoy being near Rachel every minute of the day.
So the biggest thing is communication. It's for sure communication, because I do notice when we don't communicate
we
the
have
plan
our
out,
we have our little we don't fight, we don't argue, but Rachel's like, well, why can't we do it this way? And sometimes I'm stubborn, and even though her way ends up being the right. What do we do? Oh, these right here.
Perfect example, you guys.
Rachel's like, I had the lawn chairs, and Rachel's like, well, she said this a month ago before, because I was planning all this out for when we do our lives, all this. And I'm like, I need some kind of bar. She's like, you have them in the garage. There's I was like, no, we don't have them in the garage. I know what's in the garage. There's no bar stools in the garage.
He said they're too wide. They're not going to work, blah, 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 blah. Well, last night when I saw him getting ready for his live, I noticed that he had one in here already. I'm like, wait a minute. He's like, yeah, they actually work perfect. So we do have our moments, and the biggest thing is communication. Not losing sight that you're both in you should be the same end results.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're both owners. If you're a husband and wife in this field, you're both owners of the business, and you both want the end result, and you both want people coming back to your company. So
sometimes you got to put stubbornness aside and work together, figure it out, talk it through.
Yeah, and it does take time. You know, we had a lot of learning before we started working together in the business. So I think that we kind of had all that stuff ironed out once I started working out in the field with him.
13 years we've been doing this business, so we were already together for 13 years before that. So we've been together 27 years now. So yeah, it is a lot of.
Yeah.
I love being out there.
Thanks.
Listen, I did it solo for 7 years.
I think that's the other thing.
We had 60, 70. I was running 80 accounts, and these weren't accounts that, like, you do 80 accounts and you're still at the end of the summer or getting into winter, and it's like, man, I had 80 accounts. We have no money going into the winter because we ran it all for the business, and we're lower paying accounts, and over time we made it better. And then when Rachel came out and started helping me, it's all the money stays in-house. Like, everything you make is in the family. So that makes it much better. And then her not being out there now, I look back and I'm like, how did I do all that without Rachel being there?
For sure. So Lucy said, have you noticed any difference from ad profits? I've been watching. We appreciate you, Lucy. And you really don't have to watch the whole ad.
Yeah. I'm not sure how it goes. I don't really put ads in there. They put, I think, all the ads in there. I'll go in there and see if there's, like, sometimes I'll put a video up and there'll be 9 ads across the video, and I'm like, well, that's way too many. So I'll take like 3 out or 4 out. But I don't know if you have to watch them all, because the 5-second ads, you can skip them, and I think I don't know how it works. It's been the same going crossed.
Yeah. Mike's Auto Maintenance said, I've been watching you guys for years. Might remember me as Straight Line Lawn Care commenting on... Oh, Straight Line Lawn Care, maybe commenting on your videos back then. Yeah, maybe. And many of you guys have really been commenting on us for years.
And I do my best to try to go.
I
got to go catch up on some comments, but I do my best to try to go back and answer as many, if not all. Definitely, we heart every comment.
So, and then Tracy said, I just want to see you all achieve your goals one day. You're an inspiring family. Thank you. I think we work hard enough to achieve our goals.
I will tell you our goals. That goal, I can't wait to achieve it, but our goals as far as, like, where we're at, we are extremely happy. We have 4 awesome children that are fairly good children.
Yeah. They are. They are wonderful children. They help out, and the girls help out a lot.
And that's what we do all this for, is for our children. You know, we didn't have, it's not like we struggled growing up, and I always said this is all done for them.
Yeah, I mean, that's why we work so hard. And, you know, us getting our farm and being able to transition more into, like, a farm life, I think would just benefit us more. That's almost like our retirement plan. And people might think, well, you're crazy. You're going from one, but an entrepreneur. We're a family of entrepreneurs. So if you guys know, if you are only entrepreneurs in your family, it's much more difficult to prove your worth.
Income, like when you go to banks and stuff, and that's our biggest trouble now.
Yeah, is being able to prove what our worth is, because they look at it and they see so much go in and out, of course, because it's a business. And so that's the one thing that makes it
but
tough,
if all goes good, we have a way that's better this year.
Yeah, so I mean, eventually it just is taking us a little bit longer, I think, because we have four kids, plus we started a business. Yeah. So, if we would have known what we know now when we were 20, because we've been together since we were so young.
We could have started then, but then I go back to saying we wouldn't be where we are right now.
Exactly. So everything happens for a reason, and there's just things that you have to go through, and battles that you have to go through to get to the point where
if it takes 5-10 years, as long as you're happy and try to make the best of it.
I think we've always tried being happy doing it, right? Yeah. So, everybody's saying hi to Virgil now. Let's see. Ken, I think so Ken said that he did the opposite. He started out as a mechanic and then quit and went into landscaping.
Believe it or not, I was a cabinet maker for 10 years. I built custom cabinets, did the laminating, quarrying countertops. I actually built all the new cabinets in part of the new Yankee Stadium that they built back in the day. Learned all that. That would have been something we were thinking about doing when we moved down here, but that is the easiest cost, is lawn care and landscaping to start, versus a cabinet shop with all routers and all that stuff is a lot more of an investment.
Yeah, for sure. So Ken said pruning lollipops and popsicles, shear everything tight. That's what most do. You're right. Excuse me. That is what most people do. And then he said, yeah, I like YouTube channel because I enjoy editing and camera gear, etc. And I figure I'm already doing all these different jobs. Why not video it and share it for anyone who may be doing the same? Yeah, for sure. And when Carl started doing the patios and stuff, I'm sure he watched.
Oh yeah, I watched Ken's.
I remember watching Ken's video. So like you watch just all these different people and you pick up, good tips from
and go read articles and books still, like read on structures and stuff like that you need to do. Like if you're building a retaining wall at a block and you're a certain height, put the geogrid in, put your right drainage in the back. I didn't go to class to learn all that. I watched YouTube videos on all this stuff, and all I do is look at them videos and maybe overbuild it a little bit more.
Yeah. So I think it is just always crossing your T's and dotting your I's.
I think before we did the patio around the screened-in porch, I watched a couple of his videos because I think he did a patio with the same kind of color. Maybe
remember? Right, the Arctic, yeah.
I think it was a round patio.
So, yeah, that's funny.
I watched Stand Dirt Monkey. I watched a lot of his retaining walls and stuff, and you just take little bit. I watched This Old House videos on retaining walls, on building wood walls, and you just take little bits of it out of it and then put it together, and it works.
Oh, nice. Lucy said, I worked part-time in our own family-owned cabinet company for a long time. I trained others on finishes, paint, staining, and glazing.
Nice.
Yeah, neat. So,
I did all the quarry on, like when we had to put countertops together and sand them all down and refinish them. I did the laminating of countertops and stuff like that. Some of the woodwork in the cabinets and stuff, but...
So we are going to get ready to do another live the day that we launch the candle melts and the company. Yeah, so let us know what your Carl's
flavors.
Carl's been calling them flavors. They are not edible though. They are candle wax melts and they are fragrances. So if you guys let us know what your favorite fragrances are, let us know, and then we can add them to the store too.
So if you're in the lawn care community, or you like, if you're in the lawn care community, come watch on. I think it's Thursday. We're doing it.
Yeah, December 1st.
We're doing another live. We'll put what time it is, but we have a candle. It's just for lawn care.
So Ken said, so what you were saying is Rachel is right when she is right, and if Carl is ever right, you will communicate what to do in that situation. So, I'm the boss. No,
she's the boss.
No, yeah, it really is just about communication and just bending. You have to get away from your stubbornness and wanting to. I am the boss, and I know that, and I want to do it my way, and I think that my way is the best way, but I also need to be very flexible at times and understand that he's been doing this much longer than I have. So when he tells me to, cut the rows all the way down, he's telling me the truth. I should cut.
Yeah, because sometimes
not
Rachel
all the way down.
Rachel will tend to sit there and nip it.
I know.
I'll sit back and I'll be, you can cut that back a lot more.
He's like, come on, Rachel.
Go in here, clean this up. So
yeah, but that is funny. It's just. Yeah, it's really just, I think it's kind of the same as if you were to have an employee, to be honest with you, because a hostile environment is no fun to work in.
No.
You want to have fun. You want to enjoy yourself. You want to enjoy what you're doing. This is our livelihood. This is what we're doing every day.
To do this and do this, as a career, you have to love what you're doing, or it'll be just work every day. Like when it gets hot out, I give all the people credit in the world down in the further down, that work in that heat, because I can't stand heat. But it gets hard.
So Lawn Commander said, are we still doing the essential oils? And right now, no, we took a pause on the essential oils because we realized that you just need so much material. You need so much material to make just like 10 grams, 10 milliliters of essential oil. So eventually we would love to get back into the essential oils again, but what we were producing was not enough to be able to share.
No, and not even.
So that's why we decided to go the candle wax melt route, because again, it's still something that we kind of love and that hits home to us in the farm area. And that we can share with you guys. Yeah. And loofahs. Yeah, we're going to use our loofahs and actually make loofah soap. So I'm excited about that. And Ken said he watches so much YouTube, he pays the $9.95 a month to have to watch. So he doesn't have to watch any ads. By far worth it in his opinion. So he does you were doing that for a little bit, right?
Yeah. Right now, that's pretty much all we watch is YouTube, probably Netflix and Hulu or
but again, we kind of just let the ads run, so it's not, because we're always doing,
I'm always up doing something.
We're always doing other stuff anyway too, so like our office is also in our room, and like I said, our bed usually becomes our office. Which is really bad, but that's just how we work. We're constantly working. So it's what happens when you have your own business. But again, we're home, so it's nice we're still here for the kids.
Yeah, and they can just walk in whenever, ask us, get what they need.
Yeah. So, but yeah, so, we really do appreciate you guys, but I think that we probably should. I'm down to 4%. I don't know how much your phone is at.
Who knows on that?
I know, but we really will do a live again. We promise. It's wintertime now. We're home more.
And we have this beautiful space we can do a live in and not have to worry about it.
Yeah, we didn't hear the kids at all or the dogs barking. So I think that this works. That was our biggest concern, is that sometimes, the coonhound can hear something and just start going, or if the cats start getting the zoomies and start going back and forth, always something going on. So, and then Kayla put our link again on Instagram for the candle business. So if you guys want to follow that, we really appreciate you.
Yes. We appreciate all you guys watching, all the support you give us. You guys are awesome. This is a great community. Yeah.
Thank you so much for all the wonderful comments tonight. You guys are so, you really, made us blush, I think, right? So I guess we should do the please like, comment, share, and subscribe.
And guys, remember, be happy.
Or at least try.
And eventually I'll get you a complete walk around of everything in here.
Yeah, for sure. So have a good night. Thank you guys so much.
And come and join us on Thursday, the
Yep,
1st of
December 1st. Yep.
We'll let you know what time it is. Probably around 8 o'clock at night again, 9 o'clock probably, right?
Yeah, probably about the same time. I have
Okay.
to look again. I think it's a Thursday, right?
Yeah.
But so maybe like 8:30, maybe a little bit earlier. But
Okay.
thanks, guys.
Enjoy your night.
Have a good night.
Guess I gotta stop this, right?